Okay, magandang araw sa ating lahat. Good day to all of us, especially to all of you, to all students who've studied philosophy. Okay, magandang araw sa ating lahat. Now, this day, we are going to discuss in specific the ideas of William Luijpen. Okay, Luijpen. He's a French philosopher who manifested his ideas on subjectivity and freedom of a person. Okay, so for us to be guided, we'll have first these learning targets. Okay, so we have two. One is we can understand that human body has its own limits and possibilities. Second, I can point out the limitations and possibilities for transcendence in carrying out the Christian mission. Okay? So, let's begin this one. Sabi ni William Luijpen, to be a subject is to be free. Okay? To be a subject is to be free. The existence of our being, sabi ni William, is temporary. Therefore, there is a point of rest in the evolution of the cosmos. Sabi niya. It does not itself transcend its antecedent. Yung sinasabing hindi magta-transcend is the being, the subject, the person per se. Ang tao daw, sabi niya, since the existence of our being is temporary, sabi niya, there is this point of rest where this is the continuation of our lesson about embodiment, and part of that embodiment kasi is freedom. Kaya nga napag-usapan natin dito, and we are using Luijpen as our philosopher. And sabi niya that there is this certain point in the life of a person na magpahinga talaga siya. Now, for Luijpen, there is this, in his philosophy on determinism, sabi niya, there is this deterministic forces operating in the cosmos, work blindly. What does it mean? They do not have any knowledge of themselves as forces and of the results as result. Example, when a person exists in this world, when a person, ang tao, nung isinilang ang tao, yung sinasabi niyang deterministic forces operating in the cosmos work blindly. At saka, nire-instate pa niya, sabi pa niya, they do not have any knowledge of themselves as forces of their results as results. Results as results. Ang ibig sabihin ni William Luijpen is that our being, yung pagiging tayo na meron tayo, ay hindi na natin kasalanan kung bakit ganito yung itsura natin. Kasi nung kinikreate tayo, there is this deterministic forces that works blindly in the cosmos. Along the process, hindi alam natin kung ano yung magiging resulta or magiging outcome ng existence. Though alam natin na tao, pero how about, di ba? How about the siguro aesthetic part? How about the ganito? Yun yung sinasabi ni William. And for him, subjectivity is the aspect of man's reality by virtue of which he rises above being the blindly determined result of processes as forces. Therefore, a breach occurred in the darkness of matter, meaning to say, man as a subject is the natural light through which something is only possible sense of this term. Diba? Ganda ng sinabi niya. That man as a subject is the natural light through which something is only possible sense of this term. Tao ang gumagawa. Nung dumating siya, there is this spark already in the person at tao mismo ang gumagawa ng kapamaraanan para makonquer niya, lalo tigit ma-discover niya yung mga bagay-bagay. Second, man's freedom implies certain autonomy. Kanina, to be a subject is to be free. Dapat pagiging free. Pero kanina, binigyan ng highlight ni William Luijpen na si Luijpen kasi existentialist. Tingnan mo yung pag-iisip ng mga existentialist, ng mga philosopher. Sabi kasi niya kanina, it does not itself transcend. Our being will not transcend to its antecedent. Ibig sabihin, hindi na daw tayo babalik kung saan tayo nanggagaling. Pag ito na yung katapusan ng tao, pag ito na yung, kasi sabi niya, man is temporary. Pag hanggang dito lang ang tao, dito lang. Wala nang ibang pinag-uusapang mga bagay-bagay. Yung kanina. Okay? Kaya nga yung sinabi niyang natural light, nasa tao yung paghahanap ng kaparaanan. Tao yung gumagawa ng mga bagay, lalo tigit para ma-discover niya yung kanyang siguro endowment na nasa sarili niya. Okay? Second is man's freedom implies certain autonomy. Here, man cannot be fully explained in terms of his antecedents. Yung pinagmulan. Kaya nga, di ba, sa doktrina ng ating pananampalataya, mayroon tayong tinatawag na mga bagay na ina-assert na misteryo. The being of man as a subject is a being a self. Being a self. The being of man is a subject, is a being free. This is with respect to power and action. Kaya nga, man, sinasabi ni Luijpen, man is a substance that belongs to himself. Kaya nga marami, alam ko sarili ko. Yan eh. Ano didiktahan mo ako? Alam ko yung ginagawa. Alam ko bagay na to. Tapos he further stated that if human conceive as an isolated subjectivity, then man's freedom must be obviously called absolute. It was ito yung kino-contest ni dahil sinabi ni tawag dito William Luijpen na man's freedom implies certain autonomy. Depende sa tao kung anong gusto niyang gawin. Kaya nga si Sartre, si Sartre, sinasabi niya na kino-contest niya na if human conceived as an isolated subjectivity, kasi sabi ni William kanina, there is this certain autonomy. O sabi ni Sartre, isolated subjectivity, then man's freedom must be obviously called absolute. Sabi naman ni William, the I possesses itself only as intentional, kagustuhan ng tao, and he also considered that person is situated in a certain community. Kaya nga, kahit gusto mong gumawa ng ganito, hindi mo magawa kasi bawal. Kasi daming rules. Ito yung sinasabi ni William na oo, sabi niya, merong certain autonomy ang tao, may freedom ang tao. Pero, isipin din ng tao na kahit meron siyang certain autonomy, yung freedom niya possesses intentionally, at the same time, isipin din niya na siya mismo sa sarili niya situated siya in a certain circumstance. Kaya nga, yung existence natin dapat marunong tayong makikisama. Yung existence natin dapat marunong tayong umunawa kung ano yung batas na ini-implement dito sa certain community na ito. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong limitasyon. And we have to determine it. We have to determine it. Okay? John Paul Sartre, would say also that man's freedom as having to be. Existentialist din yan si John Paul Sartre. having to be. Sabi niya, try to think of this, yung sinabi ni John Paul Sartre. Meron siyang sinabi, ayos yung sinabi niya. Sabi niya, when man created in this world, hindi daw tapos ang, there is this unfinished business daw. Kaya nga sinasabi ni John Paul Sartre, man is never finished. Kung ano man yung bukasyon, kung ano man yung kinalalagyan mo ngayon, kung ano man yung profesyon mo ngayon, kung ano man yung ginagawa mo ngayon, yan ay hindi natatapos diyan. Because man's existence can never be definite. Man's existence can never be definite. Man must continually stretch himself and not just that limit, yung ganun lang ka, but he has to stretch himself forward to a new future. Kaya nga, kailangan magsumikap ang tao. Kaya nga normal sa tao na naghahanda. Normal sa tao na mayroon siyang pinifigure out something na pagdating ng panahon. Pag nag-retire ako, gusto ko ganito. Mag-aaral ako ng mabuti ngayon kasi gusto kong pumasok sa ganitong university. Yan yung sinasabi ni John Paul Sartre. Okay? And man's freedom as a project, sabi, man's being is being in the world. Therefore, his potential being is a being able to be in the world. To every possible way of existing, there corresponds a possible meaning of the world. Yung project na sinasabi dito ni John Paul Sartre is equiprimordial. Pag sinabing equiprimordial, ito yung existing together as equally fundamental. Ab initio co-original. Equiprimordial. Ganda nung sinabi niya, to every possible way of existing, there corresponds a possible meaning of a world, of the world. Kaya nga mahalaga yung contribution natin. Mahalaga yung mga bagay na pinagsusumikapan at pinaghihirapan natin. Yun bang magkaroon ng kabuluhan yung buhay? Man's freedom as a project. Sabi kasi, man's being is being in the world, therefore, his potential being is a being able to be in the world. The moment na nag-exist ka dito sa mundong ito, you have to accept the reality na kung ano man yung circumstance na hinaharap sa iyo, you have to face it. And you have to build your own ideologies based doon sa mga pino-forecast mo pagdating ng araw. Kaya nga meron tayong meron tayong mga time frame. Gusto ko ngayon matatapos ko tong mga ganitong bagay. Gusto ko pagdating ng ganito na ako. Gusto ko, a good friend of mine sabi sa akin, actually, kasama sa trabaho ng asawa ko, sabi niya, nababagalan ako anong tawag dito, siguro sa promotions ng career ko. Kasi this person has her target already na pagdating ng panahon dapat ganito na ako. So kailangan pagsumikapan ko to. And out of that pagsusikap, syempre, palagi na nating sinasabi yan, na the moment you started to craft your own mission, to craft your own, mga pangarap sa buhay, you have to embrace that what we call, sacrifice. Pagsusumikapan mo talaga yan. Okay? Meron kang tinatawag na, meron kang goal sa buhay. Okay? So, if you have questions, just ask your questions and or just write it in the chat room and I will be answering that in the second part of our discussion, which is our plenary. Okay? Good day and God bless. Thank you so much for your time.